Hello and welcome to the Ohio Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event today. I'm Jennifer and I'll be your facilitator. We have some fantastic schools for you to learn about, but before we get started, I have a few housekeeping announcements. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can, however, though, use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. You can leave a question for all of our representatives to answer, maybe about a particular major or activity program. Also, you can leave a question for a specific school. Just be sure to include their name so the panelists will know you are hoping to hear from them to answer your question. This is just one of many different sessions that are happening for Ohio students. We hope that you have checked out the schedule already and signed up for the additional sessions later today. However, it's not too late. We hope you'll head to stryscan.com/Ohio to join us in the upcoming sessions. Also know this presentation is being recorded and it will be available at that same website where you register, stryscan.com/Ohio. I'm really excited now to turn it over to our very first school that we'll be hearing from today, and that is going to be University College Dublin.
Hey, all right, great. Thank you so much, Jennifer. I'm just going to share my screen now. If anyone has trouble seeing it, just pop in the chat. Let me know.
You're good.
Great, thank you. All right, so my name is Bridie Troy, and I'm here to talk about University College Dublin, also called UCD for short. And UCD is Ireland's largest and most international university. So we are home to over 19,000 undergraduate students, almost 30% of whom hail from outside of Ireland, just like all of you. UCD is ranked #1 in Ireland by the US News and World Report, and we are in the top 1% of higher education institutions worldwide. So you can be sure that when you get your degree with UCD, you're getting a degree that is internationally ranked and internationally accredited that you can take with you across the world. So first off, I would like to talk about the Emerald Isle, what it's like to live, study, and travel in Ireland. Ireland is just an amazing country in which to attend college. Ireland is the only English-speaking member of the European Union, and this offers a really great gateway to the rest of Europe for American students because you can study in Europe. You have all of these different options of traveling and internships abroad. However, you're still learning in your own language. Ireland is routinely voted one of the safest, one of the happiest, and one of the friendliest countries in the world, and I can personally attest to this. It is a very welcoming culture. The scenery is just absolutely breathtaking, and the entire country is smaller than Ohio, so it makes it incredibly easy to travel around. In your 3 or 4 years at UCD, I'm sure you will get to see every corner of Ireland, which is just an amazing experience. UCD is in the heart of Ireland's capital city, Dublin, and Dublin has one of the youngest populations in Europe, which also makes it an amazing city in which to attend college because there's always something going on. Dublin is considered the Silicon Valley of Europe because it is the only English-speaking member of the European Union. A lot of American multinational corporations have their European headquarters in Dublin because they want to be in the EU, but they also don't want to have to deal with the language barrier. So we get LinkedIn, Google, Facebook, Pfizer, all of these right across from campus, and we host a lot of connections and internships with these companies. So UCD, as I mentioned, is a top 1% university. And the main campus is absolutely breathtaking, as you can see just from this photo. This is one of the largest urban campuses in Europe, so it's really nice you get that kind of American campus community feel, but at the same time, you're in this multinational European city. It is a modern campus built on tradition. And what I mean by this is that our buildings, our research institutions, and our resources are constantly updated to offer you the best possible learning environment. At the same time, however, UCD has a really unique and impactful history wherein the college played a huge role in the establishment of Ireland as an independent nation. And you can actually walk around campus and see the buildings and the halls where the Irish rebels plotted overtaking the English government. not to alienate some of my colleagues that are on this call from across the ocean or across the sea, but it's so pretty cool that you are walking around history. We are Ireland's most international university. And so we foster a really great international student support system with a global lounge, guaranteed on-campus accommodation, and over 160 clubs and societies. So our guaranteed on-campus accommodation is for over 4,000 students. We have rooms on campus. All of them are apartment style. So you will have your own bedroom and you'll share a kitchen and the living room and a bathroom. You can have your own bathroom if you'd like. It's up to you, with maybe 3 or 4 other students. They have gyms, laundry, cafes right in the building. So it's a really nice place to call home and a great way to get to Dublin and live on campus before you go out into this new city. So our campus is very similar to a traditional US college campus with all of the amenities that we offer. UCD offers a lot of academic supports, including libraries throughout campus dedicated to different academic disciplines, student advisors, and math and writing centers. Additionally, we do offer personal support in the way of peer mentorship, student health and counseling services, and a wellness text line. There's always something to do on campus. This is an Olympic-sized swimming pool, which is very cool. Some of the UCD alum were actually participating, representing Ireland in the recent Olympics, which is pretty cool. There's a sauna, there's a steam room, a debating chamber. Really, there's anything you could think of, it's probably on campus. We do offer over 70 undergraduate degrees, including a liberal arts and sciences pathway and professional programs. So there are 2 pathways to a degree at UCD. There is direct entry and liberal arts and sciences. Many of our programs are direct entry, and this offers a 3-year bachelor's degree or a 4-year combined master's degree. So this means that you can start studying your degree right away without having to take any general education requirements, which ends up saving you a lot of time and money. However, if you are a bit undecided and you'd like some more time, we do offer a standard liberal arts and sciences degree that mirrors this standard American 4-year timeline. We have an extensive alumni network and a hands-on career center that makes UCD the #1 college for employability in Ireland. See, my time's running out. So real quick, I'll tell you about applying to UCD. It's fairly simple. We are on the Common App. You can apply directly. You can see all of our entry requirements online. Additionally, we do offer 70%, over 70% of our American students do receive a scholarship from us. And we are on the FAFSA, so we accept federal loans, private loans, and outside scholarships. Oh, sorry. All right. Thank you. Sorry about that, Jennifer.
That's okay. Thanks, Bridie. The great part is we can put your contact info in the chat so the students can just grab that and copy, or the attendees, parents, guidance counselors, you can just copy, paste that, and you can follow up to learn more and get more details, which we hope you'll do, because 6 minutes flies by. This is just a sneak peek of what every school has to offer. So thanks, Bridie, for presenting on University College Dublin. All right, we are going to be learning now about the University of Essex.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jennifer, and good evening, everybody from the United Kingdom. My name is Tim. I'm the International Officer for North America at the University of Essex. So I'm the main point of contact for students from the US and from Canada who are looking to start at the university. Now, before I get into Essex, I always think it's worthwhile covering a little bit about why students should choose to study in England itself. If you've heard about the UK before, there are a number of confusing terms which you might have come across, not least what countries actually is included in the United Kingdom. Now, we've just heard from UCD, who are based in Southern Ireland. On the map here, you see the British Isles. It gets rather complicated, and the history itself is rather complicated, as Bridie had said, although we're all friends now. But what you see in front of you is the Republic of Ireland at the bottom, and then the top of that is Northern Ireland as part of the UK. And then the landmass on the right-hand side consists of England, Wales, and our friends up north in Scotland. We're based in England, which is also where the capital of one of the UK's leading student cities is, which is the City of London. Now, if a student chooses to study at an English university, one of the main advantages is that our degrees in general are shorter. We don't do general ed, so all 3 years are focused on one particular area, and you become an expert in that area a lot quicker without having to take unnecessary or unrelated credits. So if you wanted to study marine biology or human rights or international relations, or whatever it might be, whatever your specific interest is, you'll be able to study that in a lot more depth. It's what's known as an early degree specialism. Another advantage is that there isn't that great a difference in the tuition fees, depending on the institution that you're going to. We have a couple of private universities in the UK, but for the most part, we're all funded sort of publicly or with student fees and grants and things like that. So whether you study at the University of Essex, if you study at universities of Oxford or Cambridge, which you may well have heard of, tuition fees are typically between £20,000 and £40,000 a year, which is broadly comparable with at least studying out of state or at private institutions. And so England is a cost-effective alternative. Note also that you're paying for 3 years tuition as opposed to 4 years tuition. And when we say 3 years, we mean 3 years. Our completion rate in the UK is well over 90%. We are able to accept federal aid loans as well as veterans benefits, and we have a wide range of international scholarships available to international students as well. The application procedure is very straightforward in the UK. We use a common application system known as UCAS. We make one application and it's sent to 5 universities, and it's much less abstract than many applications to the US. Further to this, we also have a 2-year post-study work visa. So once those students completed a bachelor's degree, they'll be able to stay and live and work in the UK for an additional 2 years at any level without the need of a sponsor. So if you enjoyed your time in the UK, if you wanted to gain some work experience, or if you wanted to work on that English accent, you would be able to do so. Now, the University of Essex itself is home to usually around 100 students from the US every year. What I really love about working at the university is that our students choose Essex for entirely different reasons. We have 3 very large, vibrant campuses, all within very easy reach of London. So all within 45 minutes at least on the train. And in the UK, the public transport system is excellent. We've got one of the most famous acting schools in the UK. It's known as East 15. It's a conservatoire style acting course, and it's the only non-American school to be recognized by IRTA. So we audition students in Los Angeles and New York every year. We've also got an incredibly strong reputation for social sciences. We were one of the first universities in the world to approach human rights as an academic discipline. We're currently 29th in the world for politics and international studies, placing us above Cornell, I believe, which is something which we like showing off about. Also, we've got one of the best volleyball and basketball programs in the UK. And we often recruit students who have completed their time at D1 schools to study. Further to bachelor's degrees, our master's degrees are usually 1 year in duration in the UK as well, which is a very popular choice for students from the US. Now, we are based in England, so we are based in the southeast of the United Kingdom. Our largest campus, Colchester, is in the UK's oldest recorded town. So when the Romans came over, they started in Colchester, and indeed it was the capital of the UK before Boudicca moved it to London in around 30 AD. We enjoy some of the UK's best weather, although we do have 4 very variable seasons. We're currently moving towards autumn. I mean, it's very dark outside today, but we have had a bit of rain and fog, as is tradition for 3 out of the 4 seasons in the UK. But we're lucky because we've got a mix of beaches, cities, towns, and countryside. And we've got a very large campus, but it's very easy reach of the City of London without having the additional living cost. We have a very strong reputation for academic teaching. We are ranked gold in the Teaching Excellence Framework, which is the highest accolade a university in the UK can achieve. We offer an interdisciplinary approach with well over 200 courses available in a wide range of subjects. In the UK, we don't have Greek life. We have sports clubs and societies. We have well over 160 of these. Further to this, students live on campus with guaranteed accommodation. And another sweetener of the UK is that you don't have to share a room. So students get their own room, and more often than not get their own bathroom as well. We're 7th in the UK for spend on services and facilities per student. I have mentioned our cost effectiveness. I'm just going to move to my final slide, which is the thing I love most about the university, is that we're one of the most international universities in the UK. We've got well over 140 nationalities represented, which really adds to an enriching academic experience where you're sharing ideas with students from all over the world. And we have a wide range of cultural activities and societies. That is everything from myself. Thank you very much for listening, and I shall look forward to answering any questions you might have.
Thank you so much Tim for presenting on the University of Essex. Our next campus is going to be Temple University Japan campus.
Thank you very much. Hello, everyone, and good morning from Tokyo, Japan. My name is Kelly New Ibe. It's pronounced like the new eBay, very easy to remember. I am here live in Japan, and I just looked it up. We're 13 hours ahead of Ohio. Don't worry, it's not that bad. It works out pretty well. And I can tell you we are a day ahead, so the day is going to end well for you. For those of you who don't know us, our main campus is on the East Coast in Philadelphia, very close to Ohio. That's our main campus, Temple University. We have our second campus in Rome, Italy, and then our third campus here in Tokyo, Japan. So kind of mixing things up today. You know, I represent the Asia region right now. We are fully accredited by the Middle States Commission on Higher Education in the US. What does that mean? It means it's US accreditation. We are an American university and we are expected to uphold to the standards of an American university. You are earning an American degree. It is possible to go to all three campuses. It's also possible to take advantage of any one of our study abroad programs around the world. And of course, it is possible to come to Japan for all 4 years and earn your US bachelor's degree here in Tokyo. Classes are entirely in English, except for our foreign language courses. Here are some key points on why students choose TUJ, Temple University Japan campus specifically. First is the quality education we provide. It is going to be a challenge. Students often say it's hard for them to figure out that balance at first with homework and life and going out and having fun. But once they get used to it, they are able to handle it. I do tell them challenges are always good things. That's also what you pay for when you're looking at tuition. We really want to make sure we prepare you to work in any field. Second reason why students choose this is diversity. We have students from around the world, and that is such a great experience when you go abroad, is to meet students from everywhere on all various backgrounds. I have Japanese students who grew up in Ohio. I have Americans who grew up in Hong Kong. It really is quite diverse. Third reason why students choose us is our study options. This looks like a small list, but it is quite comprehensive when you're looking at options in Japan specifically. The most popular are international business studies, international affairs, art, to name a few. We also have communication studies, which has film production and journalism embedded in it. Fourth reason why students choose us is affordability. Our tuition for 1 year is about $15,000 US compared to a public university out of state and a private university on the low end. You can see it is actually more cost effective to go out of country than it is to go out of state. Because we are an American university, we do accept financial aid, GI Bill benefits, and merit-based scholarships. Here again is a quick shot at all of our website links. If you have a smartphone, you can scan those QR codes or take a screenshot and look at it later. This has all of the details on how you can use FAFSA, GI Bill benefits, and merit-based scholarships. And here is a quick look at what you need to look at to prepare for the application. It includes our checklist, the eligibility requirements, and the deadlines. I will break this down in the next slide. Here we use the Common App if you want to apply, or you can apply directly through our institutional application. Test scores, if you are a native English speaker, you may apply as test optional. Non-native English speakers will have to submit an English proficiency test. I do have a lot of students from Ohio, and actually some of them are Japanese native speakers. So it is quite interesting to see that diversity there. There is a personal statement and application fee. And the fifth reason why students choose us is our career prep. We do an excellent job with part-time job search, preparing you for resume writing, interview prep, and finding internships. And of course, we will help you with the full-time job search. Our Career Development Center really does a great job with helping link students' goals to a company that will help them reach that. If you're looking to connect with students, social media is a great way to do that. Our Instagram is the most active one, but you can also check us out on various platforms. This is our main handle for most of them. And you can catch us on the virtual road. We have special webinars and sessions every month. The next one next month will be a sample lesson. So you want to make sure you connect with our professor there. And if you have any questions, you can email us directly. We are more than happy to help you. I will also type in chat my personal email address so you can reach me. I am the main contact for all students coming out of Ohio. Thank you very much and have a good evening.
Thank you so much, Kelly, for sharing Temple University Japan campus. We're on to our next school. We're going to be learning about American College Dublin.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I am going to be sharing my screen. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Sarah Healy, and I am the admissions representative from the American College Dublin. I love to start my presentation out this way with this picture, because I think it gives a very good representation of the city as a whole. Dublin is a very warm and welcoming community, as you can see from this picture. There's plenty of stores, restaurants, pubs, libraries, everything that you can explore. And it gives you a very good opportunity to take advantage of the city. And that's what we encourage you to do. And then if you look at the back of the picture, you can see St. Anne's Church, and that is where the American College Dublin holds their formal graduation ceremonies. So that's something for you to look forward to a little further down the road. So we are an Irish American university, and that means that we uphold the standards of accrediting bodies from both Ireland and the United States through the Quality and Qualifications Ireland and the Middle States Commission on Higher Education. So what that means for you, student, is that you can kind of look at yourself as a learner and determine what makes the most amount of sense for you. So through the Irish accreditation, you will apply to a degree and just take courses under that. So if you apply to international business, you're not going to take any creative writing classes. And then on the other hand, with the Middle States accreditation.
Sarah, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I was wondering if we might be able to look, I paused your presentation. You're not done yet, but we're picking up some background feedback and sound, like another call. So I wanted to see if we could adjust your sound settings and then let you continue.
No,
she said I don't.
I'm sorry, is this better now?
No, I'm still picking up a whole nother conversation at the moment.
Should I go down?
In your sound setting on where like the mute, if you switch in there and go to audio settings, you might want to try to change your suppress background noise to high, and I think that might help, or at least we'll give it a try. And like I said, I paused your presentation, so don't worry. You still have 4 minutes and 21 seconds to go.
I appreciate it.
We're not picking up anything now, so maybe we've weathered that storm.
You're not?
No, we're hearing you, and that's it now.
Okay. I think I'll continue. You can't hear anything?
Nope, we can just hear you. It's much better. Yeah.
Okay, great.
But if it happens again, do you want to just continue on through it?
Yeah, do you mind?
Okay, yeah, absolutely. I just wanted to check and make sure so you wouldn't be surprised.
Okay,
Thanks.
I appreciate it. So we are a very small university, but we love that because we're able to offer our students very small classes. So it's not just, a professor lecturing at you. It's more of a very interactive experience. We want our students to engage in the discussion and offer their perspective and their opinion on everything. So it's definitely not dry. We want you to engage and make the classroom discussion the most that you can. So Dublin is your campus, and we want our students to take advantage of it. Like I say, we want our students to have that aha moment where they're learning something in the classroom and then taking it out, and then going out into the city of Dublin, exploring And then connecting those two ideas and saying, oh my God, I get it. I can see it now. And that's an aha moment.
No, the lesson would be
So like our
nothing.
school at large and our classes, our administration is also small by design. And we do operate under an open door policy. So all of our students are encouraged to drop by and get to know the staff. We want to help you as best as we can. So we are able to do that when you come in and say, hey, I'm struggling with this, I need help with that. And so because of that, we need you to come in and talk with us because we want to help you the best that we can.
September 15th.
So these are the programs we offer: that 3-year bachelor program that I mentioned in international business and liberal arts, and then the 4-year bachelor's in international business, hospitality management, event management, and liberal arts. And then we also offer a 4-year BFA in musical theater, performance, and creative writing. So as we are a small university, but we still welcome applicants from every corner of the globe. And because of that, we are aimed at gathering more of a holistic view of our applicant. We really want to get to know who you are. And because of that, what we require is a 2.0 GPA. And then for any transfer students, a resume or CV, and any previous 3rd-year level transcripts. And then a personal statement or a cover letter that describes why you would like to study your chosen area at ACD. So this is your opportunity to share, who you are, what you're passionate about, what you're interested in. And that's what we really want to know, because we want to know if you're a good fit for ACD, and we want to make sure that we're a good fit for you. We have been test optional forever, and we will continue to be so. So if you want to include your test scores, your SAT, ACT, AP test scores, recognition, publications, anything like that, you're more than welcome to include it. But if you don't, it's nothing against you. So then tuition and fees for non-European students, we are €9,000. I think last time I checked, that was like $10,400. And then a BFA is just a little bit more because you are performing in, different locations. You have different materials for class. So that's that little uptick. But we do roll on a rolling admission. So as you apply, we will get you a decision within 2 weeks. And you just apply right on our website, and I will include that link in the chat below. And if you have any other questions, again, my name is Sarah Healy, and I am the admissions representative from the American College of Dublin. Please feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to answer any questions you have. Thank you. And I'm sorry about all the confusion.
Sarah, I think we all have lived Zoom life, so we all know, if anything, since March of 2020. So awesome. Way to go. Thank you so much for presenting at American College Dublin. All right. Well, we've reached the end of our formal time. We're more like a 4x6 this round than a 6x6, with 4 great schools that we've learned a little bit about in 3 locations. We've got 2 from Dublin, 1 from the UK, and 1 in Japan. But this also brings up some great opportunities to learn more about pursuing this opportunity to go abroad for your college time. So to help us before we end tonight, I have some Q&A questions we're going to do as a group. So if I could have each representative come back on screen, we'll go in the same order that you presented. As the person ahead of you finishes their response, just feel free to turn your microphone back on, answer the question, and we'll just kind of go in that same round robin group circle. So I'd love to know from each of you, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process, and especially if in encouraging US students to look at these opportunities overseas? So we'll start with Bridie.
Well, my advice is usually to keep an open mind, broaden your horizons, but you're all at this 6x6 event. So you're already doing that. You're already looking past your own borders, which is amazing. So I really want to say, keep doing that. Keep looking at all the schools and things you might not even think of. You might be interested in kind of like a small town England or big city Ireland, or who knows, like you might picture yourself in Japan. So just look at the different virtual tours, look at the websites, and see where you can see yourself living for the next 3 or 4 years.
Okay, my advice is to keep a journal. I know that sounds weird. I personally am not like a Dear Diary person, but when it comes to these kind of things, keeping a journal will really help you take notes. Every university has a different policy, different process, application process. It's going to get confusing when you get to more than 3 schools. So it's really good if you do take a journal and you can keep the notes. It's, it's like having a room. It might seem messy to other people, but there's an order to it if you know the order, right? So that's my advice. Take a journal.
Yeah, I'd echo both of those. I've never heard the journal one before, but I think that's a really good one. So yeah, I mean, it's often the case as an international university when we're kind of presenting these opportunities. It sounds great at first, and then students will just think it's unobtainable or not possible or prohibitively expensive or whatever it might be. I think the first thing that we're trying to get across is that it is a feasible option. Similar with Ireland, the UK gets tens of thousands of students from the US every year coming to study, not just for a semester or a year, but for their whole degree. And that's exactly what we're here to do. We're meant to be sort of the intermediary between yourselves and studying overseas. So don't be afraid to be reaching out to us and asking any questions you might have, because there's so much to get your head around, not just the new education system, but I mean, in the UK, there's 180 universities and we're all entirely different. And then there's visas and scholarships and student life, and there's an awful lot to get your head around. But please don't be intimidated by that, because it's exactly what we're here to do. Anyway, I'm waffling. Sorry, Sarah. I'll pass on to you.
Yeah, I think the college process can be very overwhelming, especially thinking about studying abroad. That adds a whole nother layer. But as Tim mentioned, we're here to help. Don't be afraid to ask us. I know I recently, within like the past 8 years, went through this process, and I know that it was very stressful and thinking about like asking someone for help. But that's what we're here for. We want to help you because it is a very stressful process. So don't be afraid to reach out, because that's what we're here for.
It is true. I hope that this also shows to whether people are attending live or you're watching this recording that admissions counselors and staff and representatives are real people who really love what they do. They're really passionate about it. And really, there is no question too big or small. You're not bothering them. This is exactly what all of these representatives love to do. And trust me, working with students and building those relationships is really the most fun part of their job. So just really, I hope this gives you insight. Like, they're real people, not far away, reading applications, but they're accessible. All right, so, there's so much to share about each of your schools that just can't even be contained in 6 minutes. So one thing I'd love to hear from each of you is, what's one more thing you want students to really remember about your school, something that makes it unique or a real strong suit point that you want people to be able to take away as the presentation, gets closer to its end today. So we'll start again. Bridie, thank you so much for starting.
Yeah, one thing I always like to highlight is our alumni network is very impressive. UCD has actually educated over half of Ireland's prime ministers. And this translates into very real world connections. I know when I was at UCD, I was able to get a paid internship working with Irish Parliament just because our alumni network is so influential. My roommate, she was working with LinkedIn doing computer coding. So we have a really great alumni network that can help you make connections around the world.
I'll go next. So yeah, one that I always say at this is that we've got one of the most famous campus cats in the world. It's quite a thing. There's loads of campus cats around the world. We've got one of the more famous. He's called Pebbles. If you check him out, I think he's got about 10,000 followers. I'm just going to plonk his story in the chat. So he hangs around campus being grumpy until you give him food. He was a local cat that the student union adopted, and everyone loves him despite him being the grumpiest cat in the world.
It's very interesting. And sorry, Tim, I think I might have changed the order last time. Sorry for the confusion. Anyway, guys, in case you're like, what? Anyway, moving on. My advice or my sort of thing to remember is that we are in Japan and we are a day ahead. So that changes the deadlines for you. So for you, just remember, like, turn in your application a month in advance so you don't have to worry about it. And I think you're going to get that whenever you look at an international school. Don't worry about the deadlines, just turn everything in early.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with Kelly. Another thing, mine is more of like a fun fact, but our main building in the city center of Dublin was the childhood home of Oscar Wilde. If you don't know Oscar Wilde, he was a famous playwright in like the 19th century. So when you enter our building, you know, you really get that sense of history and willing to learn. So it's something to keep in mind.
I love all of this. I'm like, now I want to go look all these different things up about, you know, from alumni to the buildings to the cat to just all of the application. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. All right, one last question before we wrap up. So the college search process has a lot of myths. There's a lot of stories that get passed around, but you are the pros who know, you know, the real deal and can share that with students and families. So what's one myth that you'd like to debunk on the college admission process? Brady?
Well, I would like to start with something that every single school has said here tonight, and that is that studying abroad does not have to break the bank. I think UCD, as well as I think all of the schools here except federal loans, offer generous scholarships to international students. So just don't discount it because you automatically think big price tag. It can oftentimes cost the same or less than it might be if you stayed stateside.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more with that one. One that I always say to students who are looking to study in the UK is that a lot of students, when they consider studying in the United Kingdom, might think that they're going to be studying in a castle or in an ancient university or a Hogwarts type environment. And whilst it's true, we do have a few universities like that. The vast majority of us are 19th century and onwards. So in England, for example, we actually have two ancient universities. We have Oxford and Cambridge. In Scotland, they have a few more. So Edinburgh, Glasgow, St Andrews, Aberdeen, you might have heard of. In Wales, they also have a few, but most of us are 19th century and onwards. But don't worry, all of our towns have castles and churches that are 500 years old plus. Like, there's a lot of old stuff here. So if you like that, do come to the UK.
So for Temple University of Japan, I would say sometimes when I talk with students, I have one where, for example, their relative or their grandma says you should go to another university because they're ranked higher in Japan. And what I want students to realize is that, yes, they're ranked high in Japan, but actually, for example, Temple University Japan ranks higher than them when you compare us to the world. And the only reason why I bring that is to bring some perspective in the fact that you shouldn't only be looking at rankings. You should be thinking about the fit. Does the school have the programs you want? Does it have the activities you're looking for? Does it have the support from the teachers and staff that you're looking for? So really do your research and make sure that it's the right fit for you, not just the right ranking.
Yeah, I think Kelly said it really well. You know, don't just stick with what, you know, your friends are doing. Really, you know, jump out of your comfort zone and see, you know, what can I get involved with? What can I really engage with? Because you never know what's out there and really what's going to fit you, because, you know, there's so many options out there. You never really know what that could be. As you know, don't be closed-minded, be open to every possibility, because there are tons out there.
Gosh, I know it can get overwhelming, the college search process, but it is so fun. And I hope that this presentation helps you to think, okay, one of these schools, or maybe just the idea of studying somewhere outside the US, kind of drew you here, and that now you want to go check out these 4 opportunities, and we'll see that, oh, maybe the possibility is a little more reachable. So thank you all for sharing such great tips and advice. I think it is so wonderful to really open the doors and hopefully inspire that curiosity with the college students of Ohio. All right, well, we have reached the end of our presentation. So again, thank you, panelists. You represent amazing institutions. I know that it's not just the deadlines or the facts and the figures that matter, but I think we can definitely see your energy and passion for the student experience in and out of the classroom at each of your campus communities. For all of our students, we really do. Remember, follow up, ask questions, explore more, and have some fun with the college search process too. It's an exciting, exciting adventure. All right, now the logistics of wrapping up today. When you close your window, there's going to be a link to a very quick 5-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback that you can provide. I promise it's 5 questions that are super short and easy. We definitely encourage you to check back to the schedule, sign up for more sessions as a part of the programming for Ohio students. And don't forget, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as the other session recordings to watch again, share with family and friends, or check out even more schools that you haven't been able to catch live. And we hope you'll do all of that at strivescan.com/Ohio. That's the same website where you registered. The videos will be there in the coming days. So thanks again, everyone, for taking time out of your day, and all the best in your college search. Have a wonderful year.